Hello, guys. Hi, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us today. It's really great to be here. This is our last live that we're going to do this month. So, if you guys have been joining us in these lives and you have been um, enjoying them, let me know in the chat. And if you guys want to see more lives in the future, let us know in the chat, and then we can do more lives like this in the future to help you guys with your FE preparation. Okay, now before we get started, as usual, go ahead and let us know who's joining us today. You go ahead and say hi in the chat. Let me know if you guys can hear me and see me clearly as well. And yeah, just say hi. Tell me where you're joining us from. How has your week been? Have you been studying for the FE exam? I know it's the end of summer, so you probably, outside enjoying the last bit of summer, being outdoor and just enjoying the sun. So sometimes it's hard to study in the summer. I notice a lot of our students, they really try to study during winter. That feels like it's the best time for them because there are less distractions, less plans, less going out. It's too cold to go out. They're inside, so might as well just get some studying done. And so a lot of people do prefer studying during winter, but if you have to pass your FE exam this summer or in the next few months, you got to do what you got to do, right, guys? So but yeah, let us know where you guys, who's joining us today, and then where you joining us from, and then we'll just wait a few minutes and then we go ahead and get started. Okay, so here we have Keisha today, we have Adrius with us, we have Will, we have Paola, we also have our team, guys. So we have Punita, Zineb, Ines, and Wim. So if you guys have any questions, please let them know, and they will get back to you right away and answer any questions that you guys may have. Okay, now if you guys have been doing the 30-day FE exam challenge, so if you guys have been doing those challenges, let me know in the chat as well. And but yeah, so if you have been doing them, today is going to be the last day, right? 30-day, and this is why I wanted to do this live, just to congratulate you guys for doing the challenge and for studying and for being consistent and for being here. Even if you didn't do the challenge fully, you did some of it, you've been studying. It's very important that you guys celebrate those small wins. I know a lot of you guys' end goal is to pass the FE exam, but also showing up and studying every day and doing problems and trying to pass the FE exam. You got to celebrate that as well, right? So that way you stay motivated, right? So if you just wait for that end goal, right, wait to pass, you're not so much gonna enjoy the journey, and then you're gonna start to burn out, and then you're gonna start feeling overwhelmed, and it's not gonna be fun, right? So it's very important that you guys take a moment here, celebrate what you have done so far, celebrate what you have accomplished so far, even though you haven't passed your FE exam. It's very important that you guys do that. Okay, all right, awesome. We have Alicio. Thank you, Alicio. Alicio has been joining us all these lives. He's one of our students. He passed his FE exam, and right now he's preparing for his PE. I think he's joining us to get some energy and some motivation for his PE. I hope, Alicio, your PE studies are going well. Keep us updated on that, please. Okay, awesome, guys. So today, as I mentioned, so you know what, let me go ahead and share with you guys the little presentation that we have for you guys. What I'm gonna do here is today we're not gonna share it as a PDF. I was able to figure it out. Well, my husband helped me figure it out how to share my screen with you guys. So give me a minute here, and then I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, all right, let's see. Okay, so this is what we have. So like I mentioned, today we're just going to celebrate what you have, guys, what you have accomplished so far, right? What you have done with your FE preparation. And it doesn't have to be about passing the FE, right? It's really about the journey. It's about staying motivated and studying and willing to keep trying, right? I know many of you guys have failed the FE exam many times, and it's not easy to keep showing up after failing the FE exam, right? So you got to take a moment here and just be proud of yourself for studying and showing up, right? That's really important to do that. Okay, all right, guys, so we have been doing the 30-day challenge. I don't know how many of you guys have been doing it, but we shared a lot of habits and tips for you guys to complete. And the goal for this challenge was to help you guys get started on your FE journey, right? So a lot of students, I feel like they start studying around September, right? Summer is over, it's starting to get cold, and so a lot of people, that's when the time they start studying for the FE exam. And so the goal of this challenge was to help you guys to start thinking about the FE exam, and then and building that habit, right? It does take time to build a habit, and so it's important to do that, so that way you guys can stay consistent with your studies until you pass your FE exam. Okay, so let's say you have done the 30-day challenge, you have joined our lives, we've done a lot of problems, we also shared a lot of tips, and now what, right? So what I'm gonna do here, guys, for today, I'm gonna share with you guys two study plans, right? So one, for those of you guys whose exam is in the next few weeks, right? So what do you do if your exam is in 2 weeks or 3 weeks? So we're gonna talk about that. We're also gonna talk about, let's say, your exam is approaching, but you feel like you're not ready and you're considering to reschedule. So we'll talk about when you should reschedule and when you should just go and take your FE exam. And then, by the way, guys, if you are considering to reschedule your FE exam, let me know in the chat to see how many people can relate to that and how many people will find that useful. And then after that, I'm gonna share with you guys a plan for those who want to pass the FE exam in November and December. Okay, so, and also I'm gonna share with you guys a lot of tips that's gonna help you guys with studying in general. Okay, so and then also, just also let us know, guys, in the chat, when is your FE exam? Okay, so that way we know whose exam is in the next 2 weeks and who wants to take the FE exam in November or December. Okay, all right, guys, awesome. Okay, let's keep going here. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Okay, so now let's say your exam is in the next few months. Again, if it is, just let us know. It's in the September, you're taking your exam, which is I mean, we are in the end of August, so that means like in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So if your exam is approaching, this is what I would recommend that you guys do. Okay, so the last few weeks, just try to take as many practice exams as you can. Okay, so there are a lot of good practice exams out there. One of them is by Professor Islam. He has one for civil and one for mechanical as well. It's a great practice exam. There is also if you are taking our courses, we do have two practice exams for civil. The mechanical, we're still working on the second one. We'll let you guys know once we have it on our site. The other thing you can do is take the NCS practice exam. So this is something that Pranita actually just shared with me. I don't know if you guys know about this, but the NCS, they just launched a practice exam that you can take online with similar experience as the exam, right? So they have two types of practice exams, just so to not confuse you guys. There's one where you buy it as a PDF. They used to sell it as books. I actually have two books, one before the changes and one after the changes. And then they stopped selling the books, and now they just have it as a PDF. So you could just go buy it as a PDF and then you have it like that. And then they just recently launched another type of practice exam, but it's online, it's timed, it's similar to the exam experience. I don't know much about the practice exam. I don't know if it's similar to the PDF practice exam, if it's different problems. I'm actually going to purchase it this week and then go over it, and then I'll probably make a video for you guys just to walk you guys through it and explain what it is, what it's like to take that practice exam, if it's similar to the PDF practice exam or is it different questions. So I'll probably make a video and I'll share it with you guys sometime next week. Okay, so that way you know what the exam is like. But it costs about $50, a little bit more than just the PDF practice exam. But yeah, so you can also check that out. Okay, now when you take practice exam, it's very important that you guys apply the test taking strategies that we talked about in live 3, right? Because it's very important that you guys have a strategy, right? And you want to practice that strategy, you want to test it, you want to make sure that it works for you. You might be able to tweak it, you might find that there's certain things that didn't work for you and you prefer a different method. So it's very important that you guys, this is the time to apply and develop those test taking strategy to make sure that it's gonna work and help you during the exam. Okay, so if you guys haven't watched live 3, or if you didn't join us, or was it live 4? I think it was live 4. I apologize if you guys haven't watched it yet. Make sure that you guys comment below in the chat, and then Wim can send you guys the link, and then go ahead and check that out. We shared so many great tips that will help you guys with test anxiety, with concentration, time management. It's very important that you guys have a good strategy that will help you guys do well on your FE exam. Okay, now the other thing too, it's very important that you guys learn from your mistakes. Okay, so when you take practice exams, when you're done, make sure that you guys take some time to go over your mistakes. Don't keep doing the same mistakes and expect different results, guys. Okay, this is really goes to the practice exam and also your whole FE journey. Okay, if something is not working, figure out what's not working, and then learn from your mistake and then change it, right? So it's very important that you guys keep that in mind. So go over your mistakes and try to learn from them. Okay, the other thing I would also recommend is that once you're done with the practice exam and you go over your mistakes, the next day try to redo the problems that you did wrong, because a lot of times we look at the solution and we're like, oh yeah, I definitely messed up here, now I see where I went wrong. But then doing the problem again, you might still not fully got it, right? So it's very important that you guys redo the problem just to make sure that you actually understood your mistake and you're not gonna do the same mistake again. Okay, the other thing you can do is review your notes. So this is why it's really important that you guys have your notes organized from the beginning. You know, don't combine math with statics and dynamics and so on. Have subjects separate, and then make sure your notes are organized, so that way when you go back and review those notes, they are nice and organized and you can just skim through them. Okay, the other thing too is review your cheat sheet. So if you didn't create your cheat sheets as you were studying for the FE, we do have one. So if you haven't grabbed it yet, make sure that you guys comment in the chat cheat sheet, and then Wim will send you guys the link. Okay, and then the other thing you guys can do also is go over our playlist. So we have a lot of problems on our playlist on our YouTube channel, very similar to the FE exam. And, you know, go over those problems, attempt them on your own. As I mentioned before, we're also creating a PDF that's going to have all those problems. So that way you don't need to go to our channel and, you know, just look in every playlist, but we're going to organize them all in one file. And then once that's ready, we'll send it to you guys. We are almost done with it. We're like 80% done. We just, you know, we just got to review it, make sure all the equations are good and there are no mistakes, and then we'll send it to you guys. So make sure that you guys sign up. So when we'll send you guys a link where you can sign up, and once we have it, you'll get it right away in your email. Okay, but go over those problems, attempt them, make sure that you guys attempt them on your own, then check out the solution and make sure that you guys go over them. Okay, just like we did in the previous lives where we did a few problems there. Okay, now how's everybody doing? Let me know, guys, if so far everything makes sense, and if you guys are enjoying this so far. Okay, all right, so now let's talk about when you should reschedule your exam. Okay, this is one of the most common questions we get from our students. They would be studying and the exam gets closer and they just feel like they're not ready, they want to reschedule the exam. And this is usually, we always ask them more questions so that we can see if it's the right thing to do. Okay, so, and I'm gonna go over that here with you guys. So let's say, you know, your exam is in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and you're like, you went maybe through the problems that we covered in the live, and you're like, oof, I don't know these problems, I don't know these concepts, I need a little bit more time to study, and you're considering to reschedule. Should you reschedule your exam? Okay, so one, let's say you didn't study a lot or enough, right? Okay, so you feel like, you know what, I could have done more, I could have studied more, and I just didn't do it, and I just feel like, you know, I skipped a lot of subjects, or I haven't gone to 3 or 4 subjects, I feel like I still more time. In that case, I would recommend that you guys reschedule your exam. The other thing too is scoring low on the practice exam. Okay, so let's say you took a couple practice exams that I shared with you guys, especially the NCS practice exam. And the reason I'm talking especially the NCS, because I feel like the NCS, and I heard this from our students as well. I feel like the NCS practice exam is a little bit easier than the actual exam, okay? And I felt the same way too. When I took the NCS practice exam and then I went and I took the real exam, I just felt it was a little bit easier. So if you scored low, I'm talking really low, like 30-40%, right? If you scored low on that practice exam, then you probably still not ready for your FE exam, okay? Now, the other thing too is maybe this is not your first time taking the FE exam, right? So let me explain this, guys, a little bit more. So let's say, you haven't taken the FE exam yet, okay? You have no idea what the exam is like, okay? And you've been studying for it for like months. I would say, even if you haven't really gotten to, like, maybe you haven't studied everything that you wanted, I would say consider taking it. It's just because, like, a lot of times a lot of people are so scared of this exam, especially because they've never taken it before and they don't know what it's like, right? And they just hear stories from their colleagues, friends, YouTube, and all that, and so they get more and more scared of it, and so then they're just really afraid to go take it, okay? So if you're in that situation, I really highly recommend that you just go take it and just see what happens. If you pass, great. You're not going in there to take it to pass. You're just going to take it just to see what it's like and consider it like a practice exam, okay? And so then just take it and just see what happens, okay? But if you have taken it 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, right? And you feel like you're still not ready because you know what the exam is like. A lot of times when we take the FE exam and we leave that room, we kind of know instantly that we know what to do to succeed and to pass this exam. Like deep down, you just know what you need to do, right? And sometimes it's hard to do that, right? It's hard to do what you need to do to pass this test, but you know what you needed to do and you know what you didn't do, right? And so if you have taken the FE exam many times and you still feel like, you know what, like I really not ready for this test, then I recommend that's the time when to reschedule your exam, right? And then the other thing too, maybe you don't want to keep paying the exam fee, right? So a lot of people, I think the exam costs $175. There are some states where they charge more, but like the minimum would be 175, and so if you just take it 5 times, that's almost $900, guys, right? So before you go ahead and take that exam again, really think about if you should reschedule it. Make sure that you are ready before you go in and take it, okay? And another thing I want to just emphasize before we move on to the next thing is that, I mentioned this before, guys, like it's okay to fail, right? This is not about failing, really. It's okay to fail. I've had a student, I think Mimi, who kept taking the exams many times, and she took it as a practice exam and she was okay spending that money. She was like, I don't care about spending $175. I just want to keep taking this exam till I get better and better and better at it and then pass. And eventually she passed her FE exam. And I remember she had such a busy life. She was a mom. She worked full-time. She had a very busy work. She had a lot of responsibilities at work. And so she didn't really have a lot of time to study. And so what she would do before her exam, 2 weeks before the test, she would just like see how much she can study and just like cram everything 2 weeks before the test and then go take it. And then she would, get her diagnostic report, look at it and go, okay, I need to improve in this area and this area. And then she would do the same thing again for the next exam. I don't recommend that you guys do that. It was really it was a bit extreme, her method, but it was great and it works for her, right? And it might work for you if that's your schedule, but I would really recommend that you guys, if the $900 is a lot, right? You could spend that on a course or something that can actually help you pass your FE exam versus, just retaking the exam. So if you really feel like, you know what, I need more time to take this exam. I've taken it many times before. I don't need to take it again because I know what this exam like. I just need a little bit more time to really learn the fundamentals, learn the concepts, and be prepared, then you should reschedule it, okay? Does that make sense, guys? Let me know if that makes sense, and let me know, guys, if you have any questions so far about what I have shared with you guys so far, okay? So up to this point, we have talked about if your exam is in the next few weeks, and then if it is and you're not ready, if you should reschedule it. Okay, next thing we're going to talk about is, let's say you want to take your exam in November or December. Okay, what should be your plan? Like, how should you study more? You guys should start thinking about, like, how can I study smarter versus harder, right? Because we don't want to study long hours, because you probably don't have that much time. You probably have family, you're working full time, you have a lot going on, so you probably, your schedule only allows 2 or 3 hours for you to study. And so we're going to talk about how to spend those 2 hours studying for the FE exam in a smart way, right? Where you are actually learning, retaining information, so that in the next 4 or 6 months, you'll be able to pass your FE exam, okay? It's really about the small things that you guys do every day that really starts to add up, and then you get closer and closer to passing your FE exam, okay? Does that make sense? Let me know, guys, in the chat if we have any questions so far. And then if not, I'll just go ahead and continue here. Okay, so these are some of our students that passed the FE exam in 2024. I mean, we have many of our students that pass the FE exam every week, basically. I think this week we had like 5 or 6 people, some environmental, some mechanical, some civil students. So we always have our students passing the FE exam. But and then here we also have Elicio. So you guys saw Elicio in the chat. He's preparing for his PE right now. It's incredible. He's been out of school for a while, and he passed his FE exam, and we have his interview if you guys want to check it out. But I want to share this with you guys just to give you guys some motivation, because a lot of times when we are studying for the FE, when we are in the journey, it's really hard to see that finish line. It's really hard to see that we are going to succeed, right? And so this is why we do interviews. This is why we share our success story, our students' success stories, to keep you guys motivated, to keep you guys going, right? To start believing in yourself, just like we talked in the previous live, that you guys can do it, right? Here we also have Felipe, who doesn't have engineering background, but he still did it, and he still passed his FE exam, right? So this just goes to show, if you show up, if you study the right way, if you study the right material, if you have the discipline, if you're consistent, you will succeed, you will pass your FE exam, and also your PE as well, because that's basically the ultimate goal. I'm sure a lot of you guys that are here, you guys want to pass your PE. That's the end goal, right? So that you can excel in your career. Okay, so this here is just a motivation for you guys to really start believing in yourself, that you guys can do it as well, right? You could be the next success story. Okay, so please keep that in mind when studying for the FE exam and you're having a hard time to get back to it, or you just need a little bit of motivation. Go to our interview playlist, watch one of the interviews, go to our website, look at the reviews where students will share their stories a little bit there, and then that hopefully will give you some motivation to get back to it. Okay, all right, guys. Now, what's the plan for those of you guys who want to pass their FE exam this year? And by the way, guys, let me know if you want to pass your FE exam. Just go ahead and comment 2024 in the chat. And so basically, what I like to call it, the 3 S's. So these are the 3 things that you guys need to pass your FE exam. So we have study resources, we have schedule, and we have self-care. These are all very important for the FE and also for the PE. And since here we have Elicio, who joined us today and preparing for his PE, he can tell you guys that these are the 3 things that you also need for your PE, right? It doesn't really change. The study tips and the study habits that you guys are getting right now or developing right now for your FE, you're going to use the same exact thing for the PE as well. And you are going to use also some of the material as well, right? Because some of the material will show up in the morning section of the PE, the breadth section. Okay, so everything that you are learning right now for your FE journey, you're gonna apply it and use it for your PE as well. Okay, so very important to keep that in mind. So we do have a lot of students here who want to pass the FE exam in 2024. So we have Adrius, and then we have Safa, we have Esco, we have Sean, Livens, Ludlin, Brianna, Eric, and Jose. That's awesome, guys. So today I'm going to give you guys the steps that you need to make that happen. Okay, all right, so let's first talk about study resources. So first we're going to talk about free study resources. All right, and this is for the students who, let's say you don't want to really invest or get anything for the FE exam, right? So there are a lot of free study resources that you can use for your FE exam. And just to take a step back here, so before you guys start your FE exam journey, or before you start studying, it's really important that you guys gather all the study resources that you're going to use to make your study sessions very efficient, okay? Because you don't want to like leave it till the last minute. You're gonna start studying for the let's say math, and then you're gonna start looking for what material I need to use, which videos I should watch. Like, you're gonna be wasting a lot of time just looking for the material versus learning, okay? So if you block time in your calendar, and we're going to talk a little bit about this later, but if you block, let's say, 2 hours to study for the FE, those 2 hours are meant for you to be studying and learning, not looking for study material, okay? This is what I meant by making sure that you guys are studying smart, right? So having all the study resources, and this was actually one of the challenges, right, from the 30-day challenge, is that you gather all the study resources so that you are ready for your FE exam, okay? And I'm gonna share with you guys here 3 different options. Depends on your budget, depends on your background, and then you get to pick whatever resource that will help you, okay? So if, let's say, you're a recent graduate, or or you don't want to invest in anything right now, there are a lot of free resources that you can use that will help you learn the material and learn the especially for the FE exam, okay? So there's, of course, our channel. There's Professor Mark Matson. He has great videos, great problems, and then Professor Gregory Michelson. So I actually did use Professor Gregory Michelson when I was preparing for my FE exam, and he does share a lot of great problems. Now, the only thing about these 2 channels, they do have long lectures, so you just gotta like skip through it, right? Just look at the problem, attempt it on your own, and then you can speed the video to look at the solution right away, and so on. So, but our videos are bite-sized, and so you can also check those problems as well, okay? All right, guys, does that make sense so far? Okay, next we have is we have, let's say here, not enough resources, okay? And the free resources are not enough, right? They're not enough for you to prepare for the FE exam. You went through them, you just feel like you're taking practice exam, you scored low, you feel like you need more problems to practice, okay? Then in that case, I would recommend the FE Civil book by Islam. He also has one for mechanical, okay? So he has 2 different books, guys. Just make sure that you get the right one. There's the practice exam, and there is the 800 solved problems, okay? The 800 solved problems is a big book. I do have it. I think I have it not next to me, but it's a great book. It has great problems. Each section, he will start with the equations that are on the reference handbook, and then he will start diving into the problems that are related to those equations, okay? So it's really good book. It gets you familiar with the equations that are on the reference handbook, and then, of course, the problems as well. And so he has one for civil and also mechanical. In addition to that, he also has practice exams, okay? So make sure that you guys differentiate between the 2. And then also we have Prep FE, which is a monthly subscription, and it's low cost. So you can get 1 month, you can get 3 months, and they have a lot of problems. So it's like a bank of problems, and then every day you can practice different problems, okay? And I think they have it for a lot of disciplines, civil, other disciplines, mechanical, I think even environmental. But yeah, you can just check it out, and then you can see. I do remember I've had a student who used it. He passed FE other disciplines. He took our morning course, but then he also used Prep FE, and he really liked it, and he found it useful. They had great problems, and it was similar to the FE exam, okay? So you guys can check this out as well, okay? All right, let's see. And then we have 3rd option, but I want to go over the chat here and just see if you guys have any questions so far. And I think I saw a couple comments. So we have 2024, and then let me just go through this real quick. Okay, awesome. So I can see Pranita here answering some of you guys' questions. Okay, so now let's say it's not enough, right? Having an FE a book, or maybe you just have a different learning style, right? And learning from a book, it's just not working for you, and you just need something more structured, something that is more in-depth, something more tailored for the FE exam. And and something that will guarantee that you'll pass your FE exam, right? So let's say you have taken the FE exam many times, you have tried option A and B, free resources, you have tried the Islam book and the prep FE, but it's still not working, and you feel like you've done everything that you could, and you still feel like you need something more, right? So then you should probably at that point consider our courses. Okay, so we do have civil mechanical, we have part of other disciplines, and we are working on the afternoon for other disciplines. We are going to be launching it soon. If you guys have more questions about that, let us know in the chat and the team will answer you guys on that. It is 100% on demand. The great thing about this, it is lifetime access, so which means you can use it again for your PE. I'm sure Elicio is using it right now for his PE. We have Andres and Javier who passed their PE, and they used our course as well for their PE. And then we also have, we go over 1,000 FE problems, just like we do in our channel, step-by-step solution, walk you guys through every single problem, okay? So that's something that it's very important to us, is that we try not to do long lectures, so there are short videos. We do go over concepts, but just the concepts that you need to for the FE exam and to solve problems, right? And then we do a lot of different problems, but again, they are short, and just like we do in our channel. So definitely guys, check it out. And we have a Discord community where you can talk to students who are going through similar situation as you. And then we also have personalized follow-up, so you can get schedule with Rim. She can help you with your schedule, accountability. She can check on you every week to make sure that you are studying for your FE. And if you have any questions about problems or videos that we have, there's Jenny AI that can help you. It's 24/7, which we trained. We give it all the information that's in our courses, and we trained it to answer any questions that you guys may have. But then also we have Pranita that can help you guys with those questions as well. Okay, all right guys, so that's, if you need something more structured, more in-depth, if you want to get a course that will guarantee that you will pass your FE exam, you should definitely consider Jenny Prep. Now, if you guys are not sure if you should get our course, we're going to go through over a few scenarios here. So let's say you, like I mentioned earlier, if you failed the FE exam many times, right, I really recommend that you guys get the course, because you don't want to keep failing, right? And also the other thing too, and I always say this to students, like when we get a student who goes like, I'm not sure if I want to get Jenny Prep course, I always ask, like, have you used other resources, like the books that I mentioned or other books, right? Or if you use the other course, or if you used Prep FE, if you used that already, right, and you used it many times and it still didn't help you, then you gotta figure out what is you doing wrong, and you gotta change it, right? If the study resources are not helping you pass the FE, don't keep buying those resources and don't keep studying them, because they didn't help you the first time or the second time, they're not going to help you the third time, right? So don't keep doing the same sake, guys, and expect different results. Very important that you guys remember that for the FE, the problems, and then also for like your whole FE journey, right? So if it's something is not working, you gotta pause and you gotta change it. And something I talked about last week as well is that you gotta, like, it's okay to fail as long as you see progress, right? And if you're not seeing progress, that means you're not really changing anything in your study habits, or maybe like whatever you're changing, it's not really working and it's not really helping you with your FE, okay? Very important that you guys pause and then analyze everything that you're doing. And again, I'm going to share with you guys more tips on how to study the right way, with the right study resources, with the right schedule, and then that will lead you guys to passing your FE exam. But you have to really look at everything that you're doing, every aspect of your schedule, how you're studying, how you're learning, are you being consistent, do you have review sessions? All that stuff really adds up and can really either help you succeed or help you fail, okay? So it's very important that you guys keep that in mind. So if you failed the FE exam many times and you've like, I reach a point where I've tried everything and nothing is working, then maybe you should consider getting a Jenny Prep course. You graduated a while back, right? So if you've been out of school for a while, it's really hard to study for the FE exam using just books. That can also, it's difficult because you need somebody to walk you through those concepts and problems. So then you should probably consider the course at that point. Let's say you want to pass your PE soon. I think, a lot of students can agree with this. We have Javier who just joined us here as well. He also passed his FE and his PE. It's incredible. I'm gonna actually share his story in a little bit, but yeah, so as I mentioned, our courses really can help you prepare for the FE and the PE, right? It's very important because we do have lifetime access. You can go back to those material and review them for your PE as well, because there's a lot of overlap, especially the morning of the PE. And you know, you want to pass your FE exam faster, right? You don't want to keep failing the FE over and over again, and you just want to pass it. That's when you should really consider getting a good study resource, getting Jenny prep course that will help you guys pass your FE and your PE. As you guys can see here, this is some of our students that actually passed their FE and their PE within 2 to 1 year, right? It's incredible what you can accomplish within a very short period of time. So if you guys have been studying for your FE exam for 5 years, 6 years, right? Let me know in the chat, because I know many students who've been trying to pass the FE exam, who've been in this FE journey for years, right? And it doesn't have to be that way, right? Like as you guys can see here, we have Andre graduating in 2011 from the US, passed his FE exam 2023, and then right after that he got his PE in 2024. So literally within a year he was able to get his FE and his PE, and we do have his interview in our channel. And then here we have Andres, graduated in 2008 from Venezuela, passed his FE in 2023, and then the PE in 2024. And again, he did that within 1 year, and then he got PE water resources and environmental, and we're gonna post his interview soon. I actually interviewed him a few weeks ago, but because of the lives we weren't able to post it, but we are gonna post his interview soon and you guys can check it out. Okay, and then we have Javier. He's actually also with us here today, but he graduated in 1988 from Venezuela and passed his FE exam in 2022, and then the PE in 2024, right? And he got PE transportation. So this is really what we do here. We help students not only to pass the FE, but also get their PE, excel in their careers, and just become really good engineers, right? So it's very important that you guys focus on that. Okay, now that we have talked about, you know, study resources and how it is important for your FE success, it's really important to talk about the next thing is study plan. Okay, now one thing I would like to mention, guys, is that when you are trying to achieve a goal or you're trying to pass the FE exam, make sure that you guys don't focus so much on the goal, but focus on the systems that you have in place. And then you want to do is you want to make those systems better every day. Okay, and so what I mean by systems would be like exactly what we're talking about here, right? Study resources. If you're not studying exactly what you're on the FE exam, if you're not studying the concept and the problems that will be on your FE exam, if you're not studying for the test, you're not going to do well and you're not going to pass the FE. It's simple as that, right? It's very important that you guys study the material that you will be tested on the FE exam, and not only study it but feel confident in it, right? Because what you study on your own, it might be slightly different on the FE. So it's very important that you guys make sure that you understand the concepts, the fundamentals, just like we did in the previous lives where we solved problems. We covered so many fundamentals, and it was just like it would be one problem and we dive so deep into the fundamentals because they're so important. Because in the FE, if they tweak something or they change it, you'll be able to tackle it, right? Because what you study, it might change a little bit when you go into the exam, but if you have those concepts, if you have those fundamentals, you'll be able to tackle any types of questions they give you, right? So it's very important that you guys focus, have a system in place and focus on it and make sure it's good, right? Make sure it's going to help you reach your goal and help you succeed. It's important that you guys have a study plan, right? And I'm going to talk about what does that entail, right? What's included in this study plan? Well, first you got to make sure that you guys look at your calendar, look at your schedule, and try to do time block. Okay, there are a lot of videos on time block. We also did a video on it as well. You guys can check it in our channel, but sometimes those videos can be overwhelming because it's just there's so many like colors, but you don't need to do it that intense. Okay, I'm gonna simplify it for you guys today so that way you guys can use it. So basically what you can do is you can just write down what are the 3 important things that you do every day, right? And that includes, some of you guys might include work, exercise, and studying for the FE. Keep your schedule as simple as possible. So right now, if you are trying to get your master's, or you have a lot going on, or there's something going on in your life, maybe it's a good idea to pause the FE, come back to it later when you have less things going on, okay? Or you're moving across country. Like FE really does involve like consistency, discipline, and showing up every day. It's very important that you do that. I had a student, Jasmine, who was studying for her FE exam, but then she had so many events, and then she had weddings of her friends every month basically, and so she couldn't really sit down and study until all those events were done, and then she was able to really dedicate 4 months of her time studying every day, and she blocked everything. She wasn't going out anymore, and she was able to pass her FE exam after that. So it's very important that you guys clear your schedule as much as you can and just keep it simple, right? And then you look at your schedule, you go, okay, Mondays to Fridays from 8 to 6 I have work, right? That includes commute and getting back home, right? So you can keep it as general as possible. You don't need to break it into every block of the calendar if you don't want to get too involved in time block, okay? If it seems too complicated, right? You can simplify as much as you can to make it easy on yourself so that you can show up and stay consistent with your FE exam. And then basically you just look at your day and you go like, when is the best time for me to study, right? And so let's say you want to study after work. I would recommend what you guys can do for that. Exercise a little bit before you start studying, because a lot of times after a long day of work, it's really hard to just switch right away and start studying. And I feel like sometimes exercising and working out can really help give us energy. And a lot of times people don't really think about it that way, right? Energy workout can actually take, people think working out can take energy from you, but it's actually the opposite. It can give you energy, and then not only that, exercise is so beneficial for memory, retention, learning, so much more, right? So it's very important for you for the FE exam, right? They have done a study a while back in Harvard, and they compared the students who worked out, right, and then they studied after that, they went to the library, and those who didn't, and they found that those who did work out and studied afterwards, they did really well in school versus those who didn't. That's how important it is for you guys to work out. So, and the other thing too, you don't need to go to the gym to work out if the gym is far from you. You don't need to spend an hour at the gym, right? You can just literally do 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You can jump rope. There are a lot of videos on YouTube that you can watch, hits videos, right, where you don't need weightlifting. You don't need to be at the gym. And it's just about getting your heart rate up and just getting some blood flow, some exercising, especially after sitting on a desk all day long, right? And then so you can put that on your calendar, and then after that you can really dive in and start studying for the FE exam. And then you can block an hour to 2 hours every single day, right? And this is where time blocking becomes really important, because if you have that in your calendar, I'm gonna show up every day from 6 to 8, okay, every day, or 7 to 9, whatever that is. Like, imagine doing that, guys, every day for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, okay? You just, afterwards, you're just gonna start showing up. You're not even gonna think about it. You're just gonna show up and start studying, okay? Very important that you guys do that. The second thing that's going to help you guys with your plan is a daily plan. So after you're done with studying, so let's say you study for 2 hours, leave like a 5 minutes at the end to plan what you're gonna study the next day. Because when you do show up the next day, when you block those 2 hours, those 2 hours is for you to show up and study, not look for study resources, not look for what videos you're gonna watch, not look at what you did yesterday and then plan what you're going to study that day. That's not what those 2 hours are for. Those 2 hours is for you to show up and just start studying, start learning right away. That's how you're going to make those 2 hours really productive, right? So make sure that the day before, when you're just done, just take 5 minutes, plan what you're going to study the next day, and try to be very specific, like what videos am I gonna watch, what section am I gonna go through, okay, or what videos am I gonna watch, or maybe how many problems I should do on the book, whatever, depends on the study resources that you're using. And then also be realistic, right? Don't expect that you're gonna study the whole math section in 2 hours. That's especially after you've been out of school for a while, even if you just graduated. We take math on our first year of college, okay? After that, when we get to statics, dynamics, we don't see math again. Maybe a little bit in dynamics, we do a little bit of integrals, derivatives, but that's pretty much it, right? So it's going to take you time to remember all those materials. So don't expect that you're going to get through math, all the material in 2 hours, right? So maybe, especially when you first start, maybe do 5 problems, and if you have more time or more energy, then maybe add a little bit more. Okay, the reason why it's really important, guys, to be realistic, because if you go like, tomorrow I'm gonna cover all math, like that's gonna just affect you mentally, and you're not even gonna want to show up, because you know deep down that that is impossible, and you're giving yourself like an unrealistic goal, right? And that can be demoralizing, and that can discourage you from showing up and studying. So be realistic, and it's just about the small things that you do every day. It's about the systems that you have in place. Are those good systems? Are they helping you to get closer and closer to passing the FE? And so you don't focus on the goal, but you focus on the systems that you have in place, and you make sure that those systems are helping you learn every single day and getting closer to your goal. That's how you guys should think about it, right? Other thing I would say, try to include review sessions. So one thing that I used to get a lot from our students, because like, after our students usually enroll in the courses, we try to stay in touch with the students that they want to, of course. And then we always talking to them, we're always trying to help them as much as possible. And so I had many students, especially those who've been out of school for a while, they always have a problem with retention. They go, Kenza, I've studied math, I done statistics and probability, ethics, engineering, econ, but now I'm in engineering economics and I don't remember much what I learned in math, right? Or, I've done fluid mechanics, but I feel like I forgot statics, right? How many of you guys can relate to that? Because there's so much material on the FE that this is one of the biggest problems that students have, is retention. And so then after talking to many students, and I started to see that this is a real problem that people are having, I started actually reading about it. I got a lot of books, what's the best way to do it. And one of the things it was mentioned, and I found, and a lot of our students found really helpful, is review sessions. So once a week, just pick a day where you want to review everything that you covered, either that week or the week before. And this is why it's so important that you guys make sure that your notes are organized, the problems are well written. The other thing I would recommend that you guys do, and was from one of our students, Malik, he mentioned in the interview, is that when he would do a problem, let's say he would do a mistake, he would write right next to it the mistake that he did. He would lay it out, so that way when he is reviewing, he's reviewing even his mistakes, so that he doesn't do it again, right? It's really about learning from your mistakes, guys. It's very important. And so, yeah, so you can block, like, once a week, let's say pick the day when you are most tired. Sometimes that's Monday for people, sometimes that's a Friday. And then during that study session, you don't study anything, you just review what you have covered that week or the week before, and so on and so forth. And you can just skim through your notes, okay? Very important that you guys do that. The other thing is being consistent. And I think once you guys have these systems in place, if you have a good study resources that's helping you guys learn and enjoy learning as well, it's going to help you keep showing up, right? If you have a time block, and you blocking time every day when you're going to study, daily blend, all these things, right, that we mentioned, that all these things are going to help you guys to stay consistent, to keep showing up and studying for your FE exam, okay? And then also don't forget to adjust your schedule as needed, right? So like we mentioned earlier, sometimes we think we're gonna do math in one day. Or just to be realistic, let's say you put on your calendar, I want to do math in 1 week, right? And sometimes that doesn't happen, right? It's been a while, you haven't seen that material, you need a little bit more time, and it's okay to adjust your schedule as long as you keep showing up and you are studying and you're staying consistent, okay? Now, the other thing too, I would like to mention to you guys is that sometimes, and I've had this happen to some of our students, is that they don't feel like showing up. There are days where you had a long day at work and you're just really tired and you don't want to study, and I understand. And then so what happens though, when you skip that study session that you had on your calendar, right? You promised yourself that you are going to show up, but then you didn't show up. so then one day sometimes turns into 2 days, and then turns into 1 week, and then after that, like a month later, our students would email us and be like, hey, so I stopped studying a month ago and I'm not sure what to do now. Do I start from the beginning, or do I, just pick it up where I left off? And so this is why it's really important that you guys stay consistent. So the days when you really don't feel like showing up, I would recommend that you guys still show up, even for just 5 or 10 minutes. And the reason that is, it's just like the gym, right? Sometimes you don't feel like working out and you're like, I'm just gonna show up. So you show up for 5 minutes, you go like, I'm just gonna do a little bit of movement, maybe a little bit of bike, maybe treadmill, and then you start getting energy and you're like, okay, you know what? I'm actually feeling it. Some days you show up and you still don't feel it, and that's fine. But I feel like most times you start gaining energy and you start to really feel it, and you're like, okay, now I'm actually gonna do a whole workout, and before you know it, you've been there for like an hour, right? How many of you guys can relate to that, right? And so it's very important, even with studying, same thing, right? Our brain, of course, doesn't want to do something difficult, right? So if we want to work out or we want to study, like, our brain is not gonna help us do that, right? It's gonna do the opposite. It's gonna be like, no, that's too much of work, let's just go and chill and watch TV, right? But it's really important to go, you know what, I'm just gonna show up for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I'm gonna do one problem or two problems, and if I still don't feel it, then I'll just stop and then go chill and relax. Okay, so it's very important that you guys try to do that, so that way, one day doesn't turn into a month before you know it, you didn't study for a whole month. Okay, so really try that. And then also, if you are actually one of our students and you do need help with that consistency and just showing up every day, and accountability, go ahead and reach out to Rim, and she can actually help you guys with that. I've had a student, I forgot who it was. I had a student who would be he was studying, he shared his schedule with Rim. I'm really trying to remember who it was. Could be Mustafa, could be Mahad, one of our students who just passed the FE, and he shared this with me in the interview. But he was studying for the FE, and then he didn't study for like 2 or 3 days, and then Rim just messaged him randomly, and she was like, hey, how's studying going? And then he was like, you know what, okay, I need to study now. So he started studying for like an hour, and then he texted her back and he was like, studying is going well. He didn't want to tell her that before he started studying, because that means like, he's lying. But yeah, so it's like, she gave him a little bit of like, hey, make sure that you're studying. And so she can really help you guys with accountability and that consistency, especially at the beginning. It's so hard, when we start something, when we start working on a project or on a goal, that beginning, it makes it so difficult for us to start, because you are, especially for those of you guys who've been out of school for a while, you forgot how to study, right? You forgot how to learn. And so you look at all this material and you're feeling overwhelmed, and you're like, where do I even begin, right? And so, but it's just about like just getting started. And once you start studying every single day, you start to feel that it gets easier by like week 3. Okay, so just give it time. You're warming up. You're telling your brain, this is how we used to study, right? You're reminding your brain how to study and all that. So, but just don't give up on this goal. Okay, like I mentioned, we've had many students with so many different backgrounds. They passed the FE exam, and I want to make sure that a lot of people get there, because I know how important it is to get the FE and to get the PE, right? We had a student, Rachel. She used to work at a company for, I think, 8 years, and it was her first job after graduating. And then they just laid her off, like no warning or anything. She just got laid off. They wanted her to pass her FE, but she didn't really pass the FE, and then she got laid off, and that really affected her mentally, especially because she dedicated everything to that company, right? It was her first job, after college. She's been there for 8-9 years, and then just like that, she got laid off, and that really affected her. And then after that, she was like, okay, I gotta really take this seriously. And then she was able to pass the FE exam, and then find a job, right? So these are so many opportunities can open up for you guys. If you're in a bad job, job, get your FE, get your PE, and then just, you know, then the world opens up. You can get any job you want, right? Especially with if you get the PE license as well. You can even start your own company, right? I have a student who passed his PE, and right now on the side he has his job, he's working full-time, and on the side he's starting his own company, right? Just to see how that's gonna take off. So a lot can happen, but don't stop right here, right? You went through 4 years, 5 years of college, you studied so hard, all those all-nighters in college, you know, you showed up to classes, you got your diploma, you gotta keep going, right? Don't stop until you have your PE license, okay? And believe me, guys, trust me when I tell you guys this, you can pass your FE exam. I truly believe that after seeing many students who accomplished it and did it, right? Graduating from like long time ago, right? Like we saw with Javier, graduated outside the US, or graduated from here, or, you know, recent graduates, whatever your situation is, you can pass the FE exam. Just make sure that you believe in that, have systems in place, keep working on the systems. If something is not working for you, if something is not helping you learn, change it, figure out what it is and change it, okay? All right, guys, let me know if you guys have any questions so far. But yeah, so here we have the 4-month plan. So if you guys want, this is a schedule. So the next thing is just having a schedule. So we do have a schedule. If you guys want to check our plans, we have 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, 8 months. So if you guys want it, just comment schedule and the Rim can send it to you. But basically this is just a quick breakdown what you can do. So you can, from week 1 to 6, of course here it says FE Accelerator morning course, but if you don't have our morning course, that's fine. Morning course is basically just from math all the way to fluid mechanics, okay? So you can spend week 1 to 6 covering those material, then after that take a practice exam, then after that you can finish studying the afternoon section, which is surveying all the way to construction, and then do another practice exam. You can take Islam, NCS, whatever you want there, or Jenny Prep if you have our courses. And then the last 2 weeks, you just review the concepts, the notes, the cheat sheets, all that stuff that we talked about, okay? So make sure that you guys have good study plans, how you're gonna spend that study session, what you're gonna use, what study material you're using. And then also try to have a general idea of what you're gonna cover every week, just to help you guys with that consistency. And again, don't forget to adjust that schedule as you go, right? Because there are some students who can finish it in 3 to 4 months. Like here we have students Mahad and Juan, they did it within 3-4 months. We had other students who did it, but there are some students who can't do that, right? There are some students who need 6 months to do it, right? Those who've been out of school for a while, they might need more time, right? We've had a student who took 1 year, and that's okay. This is why we have lifetime access, because everybody's different, right? Some students might take 3 months, some students might take 1.5 years or 2 years, and that's okay. So it's very important that you look at your schedule. What's your learning style? Some people are slow learners, some people are fast learners, and they learn quick, right? Some people have good memory and retention, and they remember things for a long time. Some people forget quickly, right? So you just got to figure out what works best for you and then stick to it. Don't compare yourself to your colleague or classmate. You know, some people might do it quick, some people might take longer. As long as you get there, that's the important thing. As long as you guys making progress, as you know, let's say you take the FE exam many times, it doesn't matter if you fail, as long as you are making progress. If you're not making progress, that means something in your system is not working right and it's not helping you get there, okay? And so yeah, just keep trying different things. And here, guys, with that, we have, for those of you guys who did complete the 30-day FE exam challenge, we want to share with you guys a little surprise here, a little gift. So if you guys are interested in our courses, we do have a sale here. So this is for the accelerator for the civil, and then the mechanical, it is $100 off right now. So if you guys want to purchase it to help you guys pass your FE exam this year in November and December, you guys can go ahead and purchase it. Make sure that you guys apply the coupon code FE challenge 100. Okay, now there are sometimes students who go like, I don't need the morning or I don't need the afternoon, and this is why exactly why we have them separate. Because you know, some people, like, they would send us sometimes their diagnostic report, and you know, Rim would look at it and be like, this student does not need a morning course. Like, that would waste money and time. We don't want to do that for you guys. The goal is for you guys to pass the FE and the PE as soon as possible. And in those situations, sometimes we recommend just getting the afternoon, or they have strong, you know, they're good in the afternoon, they need the morning course, we would recommend just the morning course. So if you're not sure, if you need more help, you can reach out to Rim, and she can schedule a call with you guys, and she can help you with all of that. Okay, so she can, if you even not sure about getting a course, that's totally okay. And if you just want somebody to look at your schedule, to look at if you're studying the right way, to look at if you are missing anything, right, schedule a call with her. She's amazing. She would ask you so many questions. She will just try to understand where you are at, what's the situation like, how are you studying, are you studying the right way, what are you missing in your plan, and she will really give you a lot of recommendations to so that you can succeed. Okay, you don't even need to purchase the course. She wouldn't even mention the course if you're not interested in all that. So you know, schedule a call with her, and she will really help you guys. If you have a diagnostic report, send it to her. She can really give you guys feedback on that as well. She does amazing job analyzing those diagnostic reports. Okay, here, let's say again, if you just want the afternoon course, or if you just want the morning, we have $50 off on these courses. It's FE challenge 50. So when you add it to the cards, make sure that you guys use that coupon code to get $50 off. Okay, let's see here. I think that's what we have here. So if you guys want these coupon codes, just comment in the chat, and then Rim can send them to you. But the other thing I was gonna say, if let's say you guys have morning course, but then you want to get the afternoon course for mechanical or civil, and you want to complete the bundle, reach out to Rim, and then she can complete the bundle and share with you guys the practice exams. Okay, all right guys, here we have some reviews from our students that have taken other resources and didn't really help them with the FE exam, and then they got our course and they passed. Again, this is just to help you guys with the motivation to trust the process and to just stay consistent, have a good system in place, focus on the system, and just keep working at it, right, till you reach that goal. Because when you just start studying, let's say you just started studying for the FE exam, and you're in math, right, and you're focusing on the goal, which is passing the FE, you are so far away from the goal, and that can be so discouraging, right, because you need months before you get to that point. And that's why when you have a system in place, like we discussed today, and you start focusing on that system, you start to feel more motivated, because you're focusing on the small goals, which is completing math. You complete that, and you're gonna feel a sense of accomplishment, and that's gonna give you motivation to keep going, right? So it's really important that you guys focus on the system and focus on making progress. Okay, and then last we have here is self-care. So it's very important that you guys, get good sleep, exercise, right? I've had the students, I'm going to share with you guys this story. I've had the students Mary. She graduated in 1998. I think I got that right. And I remember she was studying for like 8 months, and I stayed in touch with her. I talked to her a lot, just checking on her studies and how she was doing. And then one time she texted me and she's like, Kenza, like, I understand the concepts, I understand the problems, but I'm making so many mistakes and I don't know why. I got on a call right away with her because I wanted to understand exactly what was going on. And I asked her, I was like, what is your schedule like? And right away she was telling me she was only getting 4 hours of sleep. Okay. And I was like, well, first of all, this is exactly why you're making mistakes, because you're only getting 4 hours of sleep. But then she told me more about her schedule. She used to work at night. She had the night shift, and that's why, like, and she liked to work out. Okay. And then I was like, okay, how long do you spend time at the gym. Well, the gym was far away from her house, so she would commute an hour to the gym, work out an hour, commute back home an hour. So that's 3 hours. And then right away I was like, Mary, this is where you have the problem. Spending 3 hours just exercising, getting to the gym, it's a lot. I do always recommend exercising. It's really important. But if the gym is an hour away from you guys' house, maybe it's time to, for now, exercise at home, okay? And then when you're done with the FE, then you can start going back to the gym. And she changed that. I was like, look, and I sent her some videos on YouTube, and I was like, look, you can keep exercising at home with no weights, with nothing. But now you just have more time to either sleep or study, right? And then right away she started getting 6 hours of sleep. She's starting to make less mistakes. Literally 3 months later, guys, she passed her FE exam. Literally. After that, she was good. She was not making any mistakes, and she got it, right? So it's really important. This is why I say, oh, guys, look at your schedule. If you're getting 4 hours of sleep, you're not learning as much. You're not retaining. Your memory is not working at its best, right? You gotta maximize everything, right? You make sure you're getting good sleep, you're exercising, you're eating healthy, you're taking breaks, you're spending time with your family and friends, right? And if you need help, ask for help. So all of these things really add up to make sure that you are getting closer to that finish line, to succeeding, right? And all these tips, make sure that you guys apply it for your FE and your PE as well. All of this, you're gonna find it helpful for both journeys, okay? All right, guys, do we have any other questions? Let's see. And I think that's it. Now we just have Q&A. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. Let's see. How would I do that? I think I'll just go like this. And then what I want to do is move the chat here so I can see if you guys have any questions. Did you guys find this helpful? Let me know, guys, if you found this helpful so far. We have Javier took PE transplant pass. They have great material. Okay, awesome. Javier here is sharing some of for the PE. That's amazing. Thank you, Javier, for helping our students and the community. That's amazing. We are going to do a PE event, guys. So soon we are going to do a PE event where we're going to invite our students that passed their PE, and then you guys can ask them questions about study material and all that. So we'll send you guys an email. If you make sure that you guys subscribe to our newsletter, so if we have events like that, you guys will receive it. Or you make sure that you subscribe to our channel, because we do announce it in shorts and all that. So and then we can do a PE event to help the students that are trying to pass their PE. Okay, all right. Let's see, do we have any other question, guys? Let me know in the chat. Let me know if you guys found this helpful. We have Nihal. I took it in May. Okay, that's all. Did you take the PE? I think they took the PE. Okay, all right, guys, let's see. Do we have any other questions? Let me know if you guys found this helpful. And then we have Mahad joined us as well. So I shared with you guys Mahad. I don't know if you guys remember that. I just saw that he joined us as well. Well, thank you guys for our students that joined us today. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys. Just trying to help our students, the students pass their FE exam and succeed and get their PE, All right, guys. Well, if you guys don't have any questions, as I mentioned, we're always here. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to email us. We're always here to answer you guys any questions. We have a question from Mahad Kenza. Please let us know when you offer mechanical PE courses. Okay, will do, Mahad. I think we're gonna probably launch PE Civil first. It's going to be either transportation or PE water resources and environmental. I have not decided yet. So we'll probably send an email and just see which one, who's interested. We'll probably do a vote and see which PE gets the most votes, either PE transportation or PE water resources and environmental. And then I'll probably start working on that. And then once we have those, then I'll probably do PE mechanical. So it'll be a while, Mahad. So it's gonna probably be a while. Okay. At least you're already voting for PE transportation. Okay, I'll keep that in mind, Alicio. All right, awesome. All right, guys, do we have any other questions, guys? Let me know in the chat. But yeah, so basically, guys, if you're studying for the FE or the PE, again, it's really important that you guys, you know, have good systems, like we talked about, have good study plans. When you block in your calendar that 2 hours of studying, make sure you actually show up to study, right? And learn as much as you can, and focus on the concept. Really, guys, focus on the concept. It's really important that you guys do that, because that's going to help you guys tackle any questions that you might have. Okay, we are going to if you haven't, guys, checked any lives that we did before, make sure that you guys do. We did cover a lot of good problems that are very important for the FE. We did deflection, we did frame, we did the problem in hydraulics, we did the simple problem in controls, just basically just, you know, talking about open loop systems for the mechanical students and other disciplines as well. But yeah, make sure that you guys check those problems, and then of course all other videos as well. We have many videos in our channel, and they're very important for the FE. Helped many students, in fact, pass the FE exam. So check it out. Make sure that you guys share our channel with your friends and colleagues, you know, if you found it helpful, to help them with their FE exam as well. And if you guys have any questions, let us know in the chat. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. I really had fun this month. I'm really glad we did these lives, just, you know, to help you guys and connect with you guys and talk to you guys. So thank you guys so much for joining us on these lives. And we might do a few lives again in the future. Like I mentioned, we might do another, maybe one for the PE, to just help students who are trying to achieve or pass their PE exam. And yeah, and then maybe some more lives where we can solve problems again, and then we can just chat, and then, you know, talk about the FE and how to help you guys with your FE. Okay, all right, guys, have a great weekend. Okay, this is a long weekend. You guys probably off Monday, so make sure that you guys take advantage of that. Either, you know, enjoy the last bit of summer or studying, or you can do both, right? Make sure that you guys get a little bit of studying, but then also don't forget self-care, right? Go outside for the walk, go on a hike, you know, enjoy the sun, or maybe go to the beach, whatever your preference, but make sure that you guys take some time for yourself. Okay, and then just get back to it, study a little bit more, stay consistent. And good luck with your FE. For those of you guys who are taking it next month, you guys got this, right? I believe in you guys. You can do this. You can pass your FE exam. So just believe in yourself, have systems in place, and just focus on that, okay? And focus on making progress. Don't think about passing the FE right now. Just focus on studying and learning. Very important. And everything else will come, okay? You'll get there. You will pass your FE. You will pass your PE as well, okay? And if you guys have any questions, please let us know. And yeah, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Thank you, guys.